Hello everybody, it's Miss Hull. For your maths this week, we'd like you to think about addition and subtraction. We want you to think about making the most of your learning whilst you're at home. So this video will have various pictures like this, and this is a pause point where you might want to pause the video and have a go at the activities for yourself. This way, you can use the video repeatedly during the week. It might be that one day you just focus on one activity and you come back and watch the rest of the video the next day, or you come back and watch a little bit more, pause it again, have a go, come back the next day. They'll be throughout and I'll keep reminding you that they're there. Okay, so one thing that's really important when you're doing your maths at home is that you keep some key skills up. And there's some really easy things that you could be doing at home that are happening all around you and that you'll be able to just pick up. So for example, shape. Shapes are all around you. I've found some just this morning in my house. You might also want to watch Mrs. Hines's shape hunt video, and that's a great game you can have in your house as well. Thank you very much to Lily, who's emailed our Year 4 email link. She's been learning to tell the time. Again, another life skill that's really important. Maybe practice that whilst you're at home. And a big thank you to Danish, because Danish has been measuring a lot, so you might have a tape measure or a ruler like this at home and you can develop your measurement skills. Now, one thing we always do in class is counting and chanting, and so we're going to do that, and again across the week come back and practice a bit more. You'll notice that pause point is there, so you could pause the video at this point and have a go at some of those key skills. Let's count in our sevens today. Everybody ready? 0, 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 70, 77, 84. Now, let's go back. 84, 77, 70, 63, 56, 49, 42, 35, 28, 21, 14, 7, 0. Keep practicing that at home, maybe try funny voices, maybe try missing a multiple out each time and seeing if you can put it back in. Let's have a quick go at chanting in our sevens. Off we go. 0 times 7 is 0, 1 times 7 is 7, 2 times 7 is 14, 3 times 7 is 21, 4 times 7 is 28, 5 times 7 is 35, 6 times 7 is 42, 7 times 7 is 49, 8 times 7 is 56, 9 times 7 is 63, 10 times 7 is 70, 11 times 7 is 77, and 12 times 7 is 84. Fantastic, well done. Keep practicing your sevens across the week. Okay, we're going to move on to look at addition. So straight away you'll have spotted there's another pause point, and that is because we would like you to think about how many different words you know that mean exactly the same as addition, because there's lots of key vocabulary in addition. So pause the video. If you've got a piece of paper at home, do a bubble just like this and add any words you know that mean exactly the same as addition. Okay. So when we were in class, we were looking at addition and we looked at writing our addition method in the column method. Some of us were using the expanded method and some of us were using the formal. So I've used both, so you've got the options at home. For the expanded method, all we've done with our number is partition it so you can see the value of each digit. So for this question here, we have 3,457, add 1,231. 3,000, add 400, add 50, add 7 gives 3,457. And then 1,000, add 200, add 30, add 1 gives us 1,231. So you can see exactly what each digit is worth. As always, we're going to start with our ones column. So 7, add 1, you're absolutely right, it's 8. And then we've got 50 add 30. And if you're a little bit confused by that, you might want to do 5 add 3 and then times it by 10, because that will give you the answer of 80. You are absolutely right. And I'm just going to make sure I add my add sign there so that I remember to add them together at the end. Same again for your hundreds. 400 add 200 is 600. And 3,000 add 1,000 is 4,000. And then once you have done that, all you need to do is add those numbers together. So you end up with 4,688. Okay? I've put exactly the same calculation in for the formal method, and that's just so we can run through exactly what to do for that method. So just as before, you have the same numbers, but they're not expanded because you're just looking at the individual digits. But you've got to remember that the place value still remains the same. So as before, 7 add 1 is 8. Now here, it's not 5 add 3, it's 50 add 30. You've got to remember you're in the tens column. So 50 add 30 is 80. We don't need to write the ones in though, because there's ones already in that column, and that again is another reason why we always start with the ones column. Then 400 add 200, 600, and 3,000 add 1,000 is 4,000. So 4,688. Okay. At this point, there is a pause point, and that's because I'd like you to have a go for yourself, either using the expanded or the formal method or both, at trying to answer 8,633 add 1,264. Have a go, restart the video when you've tried that. Okay, this time we're going to look at our column method when we are carrying, okay? So when we have to cross a 10 or a 100. I'm going to start again using the expanded method and then move into the formal method. And again, I've placed it as the same calculation so that it's really clear for everybody. So we're going to look at 7,396 add 1,809. To start with, I've placed my numbers again in their column format. All the ones in line, all the tens, all the hundreds, all the thousands. And again, I've partitioned because it's the expanded method. So we're going to start with 9 add 6 in the ones, sorry, 6 add 9. And 6 add 9, you should be able to think, oh, I know what 6 add 10 is, that's 16. So 6 add 9 must be 1 less than that. That would make it 15. But now when you write down 15 here, you know you can put your ones straight into the ones column. There's 5 ones in 15. But you have to carry your 10 over, okay? And if you're doing that, I'm just going to put my 10 here. I know some of you write it higher up, some of you on top of the total bar, wherever it makes sense for you whilst you're learning at home. Then in our tens, we did have 9 tens, add 0 tens, but now we've got an extra 10. So we're doing 90 add 10. We know that that's 100. There's no tens in 100, so okay, so we'll write our 0 here, but then we must have to carry again. So I'm going to put my extra 100 here, okay? 300 add 800. Again, it's a little bit like when we looked at our ones. If you know your number bonds to 10 and to 100 and 1,000, you will know that 800 add 200 is 1,000. So 800 add 300 must be 1,100, and then you've got an extra 100 to add. So 1,200. just going to put the 200 down, but we're going to have to carry that 1000 over. Okay, 7,000, add 1,000 is 8,000, add that last 1,000 is 9,000. And I've just spotted the mistake that I've started to make. I've started to put the numbers in full in some places and not in others, okay? So don't worry, you decide how you would like to do that. Then at the end, you add that back together and you will end up with 9,205, okay? And we can check that by doing that with the formal method as well. So, as before, 6 ones add 9 ones. We worked out we had a strategy for that. See if you can remember that strategy. You're absolutely right. Use what you know in terms of adding 10 and take 1 away. So you have 5 ones and then you carry over your 10. Then you've got 9 tens, add now 1 10, which gives you 100. So you just place a 0 there as a placeholder and carry the 100 over. Then you have 300s, add 800s. Again, we had that same strategy of using our number bonds. 800 add 200 will give us 1,000. We need to add 300, so it will give us 1,100, and then we've got an extra 100, 1,200. Same again, the hundreds can go down, the thousands have to be carried. And then 7,000, add 1,000 is 8,000, add that extra 1,000 there, 9,205. Okay? Again, at this point, we'd like you to pause the video and have a go for yourselves at answering 6,518, add 2,644. You will have to carry with this one, okay? And when you restart the video, we'll have a go at some subtraction. Okay, so to start us off with subtraction, you'll already see there is a pause point straight away, and that's because we want you to do exactly the same as what you did with the addition section, where we'd like you to go through and think of all the key words you know that mean exactly the same as subtraction. Restart the video when you're ready to move on. Okay, same again, we're going to go through the method, go through it together, and then there'll be some examples. So, in subtraction, we can still use this same column method, but we have to remember we are taking away. So our answer should always be less than what we have started with. That's a really good way to check. We're going to use the expanding method and the formal method again, so we've got something for everybody. So the question we're going to have is 2,879 take away 1,423. Now, with the expanded method, it can look a little bit confusing because we've still got some addition signs, but we're doing subtraction. You've just got to remember that because we've partitioned the numbers, when they go together, when they are added together, hence the addition signs, they create this number here, 2,879. We are still taking it away from the number below. So, to start with, in our ones column, we have 9 ones take away 3 ones. We can all do that. 9, 8, 7, 6. Okay? 6 ones. Then we have 7 tens, take away 2 tens, which leave us with 5 tens. And you might want to just place the addition signs in the middle to remind you to add these numbers back up at the end. 800, take away 400. We should all be able to do that because you're just halving it. 400. And then really easy, 2,000 take away 1,000 leaves you with 1,000. Okay, and then again, because we've put those add signs in, we know we need to add this number back up. So even though we're subtracting, we have to get our total, don't we? So 1,456. In the formal method, you won't need to add back up at the end because you should end with this number here. Let's have a go now and check that we are correct. 9 take away 3, 6. Remember that's 70 take away 20, which gives us 50. Then we have 800 take away 400, and we were halving, weren't we? So 400. And 2000 take away 1000 gives us 1456. Okay, here comes your pause point. So I'd like you now to have a go at 9548, take away 6132. As before, using the expanded method, the formal method, or a bit of both to get yourselves used to it. Restart the video when you are ready. Okay, we're now going to move on to the subtraction column method with exchange as well. So as before, we've got our expanded method, and our calculation this time is 5,463 take away 3,547. We're going to start with our ones as always. 3 take away 7. Maybe we could just swap the digits and we could do 7 take away 3. That would work. Oh, no, apparently that wouldn't work. Right, okay. So instead, let's think about this. 3 take away 7. I can't do it. What I could do though is exchange a 10. So I'm going to cross out there because I've no longer got that many 10s left. I'm going to take 1 10 over to here. That now gives me 13 because I have 3 1s and a 10. And that means I am left with 1 10 less, so I'm left with 50. 13 take away 7. Oh, I can do that now. Yes, I can do that. Okay. 13 take away 7. Let's go back to 10 first. So 13, 12, 11, 10. That's 3. And then let's take away 4 more. 9, 8, 7, 6. 13 take away 7 is 6. Then we've got 50 take away 40. Oh, I can do that. That's 10. 400 take away 500. Oh no. Again, the number underneath is bigger than the one we've started with, so we're going to have to exchange. So I'm going to exchange from my thousands column. I'm going to move 1,000 over so that I now have 1,400 take away 500, and that will leave me with 4,000 in this column here. So 1,400 take away 500. Again, let's think about what we know. We know how to get back to 1,000. We can put 1,400 in our head. 1,300, 1,200, 1,100, 1,900. 1,400 take away 500 is 900. And then 4,000 take away 3,000. Quite simple, 1,000. And we've just got to remember, because it's the expanded method, we need to put those values together again. 1,916. Okay? If we're doing that using the formal method, we can still do all of that working we've done there. We just have slightly less space. So again, you might want to work out at home how you space your numbers out and you're working out. I don't have square paper, you probably don't have 2 at home, and so I've just used plain paper and it gives me a bit more space, but I've remembered to keep everything in the columns. So, same again, 3 take away 7. Oh, I remember now, we couldn't do that and we had to exchange. So let's exchange from the tens column. Remember, that's still 60. It's just that we can't see the 0 that would have been there. That now becomes 50, and our 10 from there comes over here. 13 take away 7, as we worked out, was 6. 50 take away 40 leaves us with 10. 400 take away 500. Oh, we had to exchange, didn't we? We have to always exchange from the next column along that has the bigger value. So I'm going to exchange from the thousands, bring 1,000 over here, and that leaves us with 1 less 1,000 in that column. 1,400 take away 500 is 900. 4,000 take away 3,000. You're absolutely right. 1,916, just as we'd found with the expanded method. Okay, this is a pause point again. This is your chance to have a go. These also have exchange, so take your time and keep going back over what we have just learned. The calculation I would like you to find the answer to is 3,792 take away 1,856. When you're ready, restart the video. Now we've learned all about our methods for addition and subtraction. There's some ways you can make it fun. You could do what we've done in class previously and use a dice to create your number. So whenever you roll the dice, you put the digit down until you've created a number. Okay, so at this point I would write down a 2. For thousands, I'd roll it again. I get 2 hundreds, I get 6 tens, and I get 4 ones. And then you can decide whether you're adding or subtracting depending on what number you get next. The only problem with that is at home, most of you probably only have, just like I have, a digit with 6 sides, whereas in school we have one that has up to 9. Some of you might not even have a dice. That's fine, you can still make it fun. I've just used some little pieces of paper, put them in a pot, and I've got the digits 0 to 9 on there, so I can literally just pick up one, say, okay, I'm going to use 4. Then I'm going to use 5. And I can keep going until I've built my numbers. Okay, it's absolutely your choice. I also know that in school we challenged ourselves, if we were working with partners, and you could ask someone to work with you at home, to try and place the digits that you were pulling out of the hat in a way that would mean when you added or subtracted, you reached a certain total. For example, you might be trying to get the closest to 5,000. So you might need to think about, if you pull out the digit 8, would you put that in the thousands? Would you put it in the hundreds? Would you put it in the tens or in the ones? Remember, when you get the total, you're trying to get as close to 5,000. Have a go and try as many different ways as you can to enjoy your addition and subtraction. Again, this is a pause point, pause and play. And finally, as a challenge, I wonder if you can apply your addition and subtraction skills. I've written down some monetary amounts here. So we've got £56.72, £18.25, £74.61, £31.79, £28.99 and £99.83. I wonder if you could use a combination of those and choose whether to add or subtract. See if you can find the right answers. You are allowed to check on a calculator only when you finish the working out for yourselves. Have fun, enjoy your addition and subtraction, and come back to this video as many times as you would like whilst you are working. Thank you very, very much for watching. Stay safe. Bye.